like when Shehbaz Sharif was with President Trump, and he was flattering the president, setting records of flattery. Now we don't know what is the situation going to develop because it's all in front of camera. So perhaps that's another reason that the prime minister is really wanting to avoid for the moment. But I want to ask you, Rabinderji, what is the deal on this trade deal, this new trade deal? What is its reality? Where has it reached? We've seen lots of back and forth on this, but what is the real status of this new trade deal?
Hello, yeah, pleasure to be with
Yeah.
you and
Yeah.
General Katoj. Thank you, sirs.
Yeah.
One doesn't know. One is reading tea leaves or the business of tea. Uh, with regards to trade, what I see, and of course, none of us says it is. I'm not privy to the exact inside fly in the room kind of information, but we can
Yeah.
make our assessments. To me, what it seems is that we are heading by the end of this year, that's in the next 2 months, towards a trade deal with the US. Or rather, let me put it this way: that by the end of December, we are heading to perhaps reduce our Russian oil imports drastically. Couple of reasons for that. One is that the discounts are not so much as they were earlier. The cost is going up to operate the shadow fleets, insurance, and all. And also in January, the European Union is kicking in when it's with its 19th round of sanctions, which will be pretty strict again. Okay.
Right.
And for our corporate, our business, our exports to bear the burden of those costs will make the whole bargain on the Russian oil thing uneconomic for us. So as
Right.
we've been saying that we are going with the market conditions in our national interest, I think we could and we might reach a tipping point by around in December on the Russian oil thing. The way
Yeah.
things are going around, Rosneft is blacked out. In fact, even Nayara in India, they will not be able to export. So when these things are out there, then it does become at some point a pure economic calculation also. So that's the thing. But at the same time, then what we see happening here on the deal is that we will adjust. We will adjust something, it seems. And the Americans would also adjust what they adjust. Let us see. We will adjust. It seems from the reports coming out that we will allow some more market access to agriculture products from America, the non-GMO variety, let us say, right? And we will adjust on some other aspects, maybe of digital, data localization, because in the trade deal, there are a bunch of things. See, one is the tariffs. In fact,
Yeah.
I think tariffs are out of the window. It's not the discussion of tariffs. The discussion is on the non-tariff barriers or the non-tariff situations. So we
Yeah.
will, I think, probably adjust. Highly probably we'll adjust on some of those things. America will adjust. Now, where will we end up? Well, Pakistan is 19% now, so probably we could be wanting and hoping to be in a better situation with a deal like a 15, 16%. But then
Yeah.
for that, one last point, for that, what price does Trump extract? If you see, Trump has extracted a dollar price from each of the big power deals that he has done. With European Union, 15% tariff, but EU has promised to invest oblique buy $1.35 trillion from US in the next 3 years, 600 million billions in natural gas, oil, 750 investment. Yesterday, Japan, not maybe fully finalized yet, but yes, whatever with the tariff percentage, Japanese companies promising to invest 550 billion or 500 billion next 3 years. South Korea today, and South Korea is an interesting one. Trump wants them to invest $350 billion in cash upfront
Right.
for a trade deal, right? So it depends upon the price that he's wanting to or extract, and nations are going along, because bottom line is that nations do need the American economy. Whatever be the situation, we have, there's a saying, when life gives you a lemon, make lemonade. We have to make the best lemonade we can with respect to
Yeah.
our Indian interests.
Right. And it's become very common, this word trade deal now. Trump, whenever he speaks in whatever context, it's always about some sort of a deal. And says that he's the master deal maker. And he's already resolved many wars, 9 to 10 wars. He's also trying to settle in Pakistan Afghanistan war. I think he's still not found an opportunity to go into that direction, but he will if he finds an opportunity. He has expressed his desire to solve that war also. He says it's very easy for him to solve. General Katoj, it is not a normal situation. On one hand, we're talking about trade deal. On the other hand, we're talking about resolving wars. He's now we lost the count how many times he said that he resolved the war. He used trade as a weapon to resolve the war between India and Pakistan. Today, he goes a step further, says that he spoke to the Prime Minister and then narrated that conversation. What did he tell the Prime Minister? What did Prime Minister tell him? Then he called Asim Munir a great fighter. How should India react to such statement? I know you say that we are not reacting to any of these statements, but the fact is that he is the president of America, also perhaps with a big ego, because India did not say that he was involved in resolving the India-Pakistan conflict, and he would have wanted that because he's also, after all, looking for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Well, Zafar, just starting, he just come back from Japan. I'm talking about President Trump. And the Japanese have recommended him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Their recommendation that one. That is the first part. Right. I have no doubts that, when we are coming to 2026, I don't know who else will get the Nobel Peace Prize, but I'm certain President Trump will get it. This has gone far enough. And I think the world is fed up and they will say, just give him the prize, get away with it. Why this Nobel Peace Prize is important for President Trump? It is because Barack